In this video, we'll talk about branding. We'll talk about how to build and position your brand on Amazon and how refining the product packaging could improve your brand representation. We have two ladies today as guests in this session, Janelle Page and Kitty Lay. And before we move on to the content, I wanted to mention that this session is sponsored by two great companies. The first one is Getida. They are FBA, Amazon FBA audit and reimbursements company. They help Amazon sellers to get money back from Amazon. Amazon usually owes money. And more information you will find below in the link below this video. And also you will find their offer. The second company which sponsors this session is VAA Philippines. They help with the virtual assistant services for e-commerce sellers in all aspects of the business. So if you need social media managers, if you need product research help, or even editing brand ads, video ads, they will help you. So check them out. The link is below in the description. And now let me present two guests, is Kitty and Janelle. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. Thank you. So, Kitty, could you present yourself very shortly that people understand what you do and how you help them?
Yeah, I'm Kitty Lai. I'm the founder and a brand strategist for Me Brand. I help Amazon sellers and online sellers to elevate their branding, their packaging, and graphic design. So that's me in a nutshell.
Cool. Thank you very much. And Janelle?
Oh, hey, yeah, I'm Janelle Page. I've been in the space for almost a decade. I've launched and sold a couple of my own brands and have been launching and selling brands with influencers, celebrities for the last few years. I do consulting for a lot of the large brands and aggregators. And yeah, so.
Cool. Thank you very much. And I see that people are already excited. Hello, everyone. Good day to you all. Happy lectures. Hi. And Bianca says, okay, she says yes. I think someone was asking some question in the chat. Cool. So we're ready to get straight to the content. Kitty will be presenting. No, Janelle will be presenting first, and then Kitty, and then afterwards we will be answering questions. And so let's do it. So Kitty, please share your screen. Janelle, sorry.
No worries. Okay.
So yeah. So Janelle, please share your screen and let's do it.
See if I can find, we had a window. We were just going to share. All right, here it is. Cool. Okay, everyone. Can you all see it okay? The screen? Okay, great. All right. Okay, I've been told we have 10 to 20 minutes. I don't think I've ever covered very much in 20 minutes, so I'm going to do my best. This right here, a presentation that I've done just recently. I thought this would be really good, but it was about a 90-minute presentation. So if you want the full presentation, I'm going to make it available on my website, and I'll give everyone a 50% off code. This was a presentation. I think the sellers at this Top Dog Summit in Europe paid, I think, over $5,000 a ticket to be at this event. So I think don't worry, it's not going to cost you that much. I think you could get it for like $100 if you want the whole presentation. But you had a short introduction, but I just want to let you know that, first of all, I'm so glad you came here. My whole career, I've invested in my education and by hiring the best mentors. If I ever want to learn how to do something, I find a person who's already done it or the best in the industry, and then I see how much they'll charge me to pay them to teach me everything they know. And I used to have a marketing agency. I sold it. I was marketing for like doctors, lawyers, and dentists before I actually jumped into the e-commerce world and started launching my own brands. And I think that's one of the reasons I've done so well in e-commerce is because I had that strong marketing background and I started applying it to products. I knew how to get doctors, lawyers, and dentists business. I knew how to create story and branding and on all of that. And I just applied it to products. So I'm going to share with you today, when I did this presentation, I just basically wanted people to be able to look over my shoulders to see what I'm doing in my brands and what I have done in the past to build multi-million-dollar brands. So that's kind of the presentation. And one thing I always say to Amazon sellers, I speak at Amazon conferences all over the world, and I always am like, guys, quit calling yourself Amazon sellers. We are brand builders. Amazon is just one of our sales channels. I want you to start thinking about it that way. Think of a wheel, and there's all these spokes in a wheel, and the spokes represents every place that you can sell your products. Now, Amazon, for many of you here probably listening today, might be the largest or only spoke in your wheel. And I want to encourage you to expand your horizons, because we're building a brand. Nobody wants to just buy an Amazon, person who sells on Amazon. That's not an asset. We want to create loyal raving fans, and we want to be able to distribute our products anywhere. And I want to be, and help you to be, I call it platform agnostic. We don't care where people buy our products. Let them buy wherever they want and they feel comfortable. Our job is to make sure they know who we are, they love us, and they come find us and buy us wherever they want, whether that's retail, Amazon, our website, eBay, Walmart. We don't care. Okay. I mean, let's say we don't care. I do have other channels where I make more money, and so I do typically want them to buy from there, but really let them buy where they will. I'm not going to go into all of this because it'll take too much time, but these were just some of the people I've been working with recently, some of the multi-million-dollar launches we've done. You can learn more about it on my website or something. The best tip I can give you, if you're new to selling on Amazon, if you're advanced, intermediate, you can always pivot. I have a lot of brands that come to me who started out as Amazon sellers. They maybe bought a course. I mean, I bought the course back in, I think it was like the second year of Amazing Selling Machine. I don't know if you guys remember that. So I've been selling on Amazon a long time, but I'll have brands that come to me and be like, I've been selling on Amazon forever, but I don't feel like I have a brand. You can always pivot, not meaning you have to change your whole strategy, but we can work in the storytelling and everything that I'm going to talk about today. So don't feel like you've done it all wrong, but it can be reverse engineered. It is, however, I always say, easiest when you're launching a new brand or starting anew to think about these things from the get-go. So if you're starting a brand, or if you have a brand and you feel like you're just an Amazon seller and you don't want to be just an Amazon seller, start by thinking, like, who do you serve? I tell people, pick a person, because when you have an idea or this image in your mind of who your ideal customer avatar is, it gets really, really easy to create marketing messages and stories that resonate with them so that you can convert them into loyal raving fans. I think this is the slide that I was basically just talking about, but I'm going to tell you a story that kind of illustrates this best. When I was first, I don't want to go into a huge story here, but where did I first learn this? When I was working as a marketing director for a protein company called Progenics. When I first started there, we were trying to sell our protein everywhere. We'd have like one weekend we'd be at the Arnold, which is a big weightlifting competition. Next weekend we'd be at some rock climbing convention. Next weekend we have an event and we'd be like the rowing, International Rowers Club, and these were great products. It's a hydrolyzed whey protein isolate. It helps with post-workout recovery. We had a pre-workout. Anyhow, long story short, we were getting traction. People liked the product, but we weren't like growing really fast, and it was like we're spread out everywhere. And we were based out of California, and there was this new sport that was like getting a whole bunch of attention. It was called CrossFit. And at the time, they basically just had this like little competition they did at this Cucamonga ranch. And, we decided this sport is going to blow up, or we're going to go all in on CrossFit. I mean, it was a gamble at that point. And we did. We decided we would go and sponsor the CrossFit Games. We became the official supplement sponsor of the CrossFit Games. And that decision right there, just that we were going to go all in on CrossFit, made it so easy for us to laser beam focus our marketing and our messaging and build a true brand. Because, even the language that we used, CrossFitters don't do workouts, they do WODs. They don't go to gyms, they go to boxes. They do Fran, they do Murph, and they have this lexicon, this language. And we knew exactly then, how to talk to our customers. We knew what athletes to go after in lockdown. We created an entire athlete strategy. We knew how to name our products. We just knew what magazines to advertise in. We knew where to send our sales reps and how to have and create events. They were all CrossFit centric, and we blew up. I mean, we grew to 50 million in sales just within that next 12 months. So that is the kind of focus that I'm talking about will help you in your brand if you can, get that mindset. I'm going to do an example, when I did my Kickfire marketing, my agency, you can see this here was my business partner. We focused, and it's funny because when I say we are laser beam focused, now this is even too broad, but we went all in on doctors, lawyers, and dentists. And that 10 years ago, that was really focusing, because you had marketing agencies that, one client would be a car detailing, company, and then there'd be a dentist, and there'd be a lawyer, and they all over the place. And we just really focused on that. And now I'd say even today, you need to be even more narrow. If I was to start my agency over or grow another agency, I'd be like, I'm going after pediatric dentists in Salt Lake City, Utah, with 5 million in annual recurring revenue or something like that. That's how laser beam focused I would be. We do this to gain traction in a marketplace. It doesn't mean we always have to stay that narrow, but once we own that market, if you want to expand more and you don't have as much market share as you want to make more money, then yes, you can start to go broad. But when you're first getting started, the more narrow you go, I say go laser beam deep, and then you'll be able to go wide later, and you'll gain traction. It's like rock climbing. You just need that little hand hold, that hold to start gaining market share. Okay. This is an example. This is one of my first brands that I launched. I had Kickfire marketing, and we were on the side dabbling in this e-commerce venture. We created what we called Kickfire Classics. And so, we could have tried to make toys and sell them to everyone, but I was like, I'm going to take what I learned from CrossFit. I'm going to apply it here. And I thought of, who am I selling to? Kids, aren't the ideal customer market for me, because they don't have money, and I'm trying to reach them on the internet. And I need to go after their moms, or grandmas. And so I was like, let's do classic toys, because we can make this whole case that will resonate with moms and grandmas. It was back, 2014, 2015, when everyone was worried that their kids were sitting around on the iPads too much, playing too many video games. Their brains were going to turn to mush. They're always saying, you got to get outside and play. So we created, Kickfire Classics for, good old fashioned fun, to get your kids outside playing again. And so that was the whole story that we were telling. That was our customer avatar. We knew exactly who we were going after. It was moms and grandmas, with the messaging of, we make classic toys that'll get your kids outside playing. And it helped control not just the messaging, but which products we would launch next. So that when we launched, first, the Kickfire Cotaville, the kite, it was like, okay, then we're going to next launch juggling balls. These were all classic old toys, kites and juggling balls, hacky sacks, rubber band guns, and that grandma who buys a kite for her kid on his birthday, when he's having his bar mitzvah, or, graduation, whatever, holiday, Christmas, Halloween, whatever you buy presents for, they would buy the next toy that we launched. So that's kind of the power in creating this brand and this avatar, is you'll increase your AOV, which is your average order value, and your LTV, which is your lifetime value of your customers. It's easier to sell something to someone who's already bought from you. And that's why if you think about who your customer is and you build a brand around them, it's a game over. All right, I'll talk more about this if we have time, but we had a whole strategy with content marketing as well to bring them into the funnel. Another example, this is a project I'm working on right now. I don't know if any of you know dancers, but this is Derek and Julianne Huff, and they're celebrity dancers. And if you just go look them up on Instagram, but he's won the World Dance Competition. He's there on Dancing with the Stars. Yeah, 7-time champion. And Julianne, she's a movie star. She's also a top dancer, a singer as well. They got 10 million plus followers, and they were working together to launch their supplement line. And they want to do an artistic athlete line. And I was like, okay, great, awesome. Let's get this together. It's helping with the story and the branding and everything. And what was really interesting to me is that they want to go after every artistic athlete. And when we talk about artistic athletes, we include in that, and that's a term that we've trademarked. That's gymnasts, that's ice skaters, that's dancers, hip hop, Airbnb, ballroom, all of that. Martial artists are considered artistic athletes according to Derek and Julianne. And so they're creating, they're telling me all these people they want to go after, and I was just like, dude, time out, hold the phone. No, you guys are dancers. We're going to focus on dancers. That's it. And they're like, but what about the gymnasts? What about the ice skaters? I'm like, I don't care about the gymnasts and the ice skaters right now. We can go after them later, but right now, you guys, we're making a supplement. It's going to be made by dancers for dancers. And then, when you try to serve everyone, you resonate with no one. But if we can get hyper specific and focused just on the dance community, and even if you think about it, we make this supplement for the dance community because there's nothing out there for the dance community, artistic athletes. There's going to be people who come along after us and start fragmenting that dance space. There's going to be someone who's going to be like, oh yeah, well, I make supplements for hip hop dancers. And, then they could have someone come in and fragment further down and say, well, I make for ballroom dancers, right? And so that's the kind of laser beam focus. That's who could beat, Derek and Julianne if Derek and Julianne go too wide. So even when we start focusing on dancers, there's still that ability to niche down further for other people to come in and create a brand that resonates truly with someone like, say you're an R&B dancer or a hip hop dancer, and you're like, oh, I can buy this supplement by Derek and Julianne, who they're great dancers. They do all styles. Or, this let's say hip hop dancer who's like created, a supplement by hip hoppers for hip hoppers. You see what I'm saying? That would resonate more with the hip hop dancer than a Derek and Julianne, generic dance supplement. So I've worked with several brands, and that's kind of the work we always want to do, is how do we pare it down to get so niche that we can grab down and lock down an entire market? Because that's the fastest way to grow a brand. So if you're on Amazon and you're like, oh, I'm just an Amazon seller, I don't know how to do this. Yes, we can use this formula. You can niche down further till you create that solid base, and then you can start to expand later, but we want to own a market. Okay. So this is just, we don't need to go into this right now. This is with the work with Matt's Off-Road Recovery. It's so niche. It's so specific. If you don't know who he is, you can Google him, but literally he just is a guy who does rescues out in Sand Hollow, Utah. He brings his tow truck out. He rescues people who get stuck in the sand, helped them create product lines. And, everyone that is a Matt fan and likes to pimp out their Jeeps or loves tow trucks buys every single one of his products we launch. We know exactly what type of products to launch to that type of person, because we picked a person, we have an avatar, and it's just game over. Everything's, $1 million launch on your product. So there you go. All right. How am I doing on time? I think I've got 10 minutes. We can keep going. Okay. So once we pick our person, which I've been talking about, and I've been talking about this throughout the presentation, I want to say next important step is, what is your story? And as you tell that story, you want to do positioning and depositioning in that storytelling. And if you've never heard positioning and depositioning, it's probably the most fundamental skill that you can possess and incorporate into your marketing to really skyrocket your sales and to create a new category class and put your competition, on the bottom rung of the ladder. All of this is covered in more depth. I do have a positioning and depositioning course, or I call it, I don't really sell courses, but I have, when I work with clients, I've created a training library so that on our calls, we don't go over stuff that, they can just go watch a master class that I've created, but I have one that's more in depth on that. A good illustration, I was just last week in Ireland with my daughter, and I'd never been to Ireland before. It's a beautiful country, beautiful people, beautiful food. And I, of course, went and did the Guinness tour. And first off, I've never even had alcohol, never even tried it. And I was going through their tour, and I was blown away with their marketing and their storytelling. It's phenomenal. I wish I could see all of you people on the presentation right now so I could see who's been to Guinness and done the tour, because I think you'd agree. I mean, walking through, they're talking about the 4 ingredients they have: just barley, yeast, water, and hops. That's it. And they talk about this refined process that they use, and it's such beautiful storytelling. And the whole time as they're telling this story, you're in your mind, you're thinking, man, I wonder what else other companies put in their beer. These guys only use pure water and have all these refined processes. Is everybody else like junk producers of beer? So as they're telling that story, that's the positioning. They're setting themselves up here while making you start to kind of doubt what the competition does, or being like, I wonder if they, used, chemicals and ingredients in their refining process. And so at the end of, long story short, because of their genius, I say genius storytelling, Guinness marketing, I'm like, dude, I got to try this stuff, because this is probably going to be like the best tasting stuff in the world. Again, never having had beer. This is me tasting the beer. I don't think it's a reflection of Guinness. I don't apparently like beer. I had to spit it out. That's the most nasty thing I've ever put in my mouth. So I don't even know how people enjoy drinking beer. Since posting that on social media, I've had a lot of people assure me that there's other beer that I would like. But anyhow, I just wanted to know that is the power of storytelling and good marketing, is you can get someone to try your product. And if it's a good product, they will buy again. If it's a bad product, I always say a genius marketer can get anyone to buy anything. But if you don't have a good product, they'll only buy once. So I will not be buying Guinness, and that doesn't mean it's not a good product. It's just not for me. But that's the power of storytelling. All right. So in here, I just wanted to show you a few examples, and I won't have time to go into it in depth, but I've linked down below, or actually in the slide deck, you can go watch all the VSLs. Those are video sales letters that we developed, and these are all product launches that we've done within the last 18 months. There were 6- and 7-figure launches. Okay, so this is Sean with Bikes and Beard. This is Patrick with Ember Edge. He's got a gaming channel. Dr. Ekberg, you probably know some of these people. He's got his own supplement line now, and Matt's Up for Recovery. This is Natalie. Well, we've got Athena Power Tools, but we just had to change the name to Aaliyah Power Tools because of trademark infringement. But this story here, I mean, it's adorable. Like, where have you ever seen sexy women power tools that are strong enough for a man but made for a woman? I mean, that's the whole story behind it. She's a DIYer on YouTube. She has a nice following. It's not a huge following, but she has some loyal raving fans, and she's always teaching them how to do things, how to remodel their home. And she's so sick of using these pink, she calls them Barbie Dream House tool drills, and any of the power tools, that there's not anything made for a woman. Women have smaller hands. We need to still have like the DeWalt type power that a man has in a drill if we're building things, but that we can, use that are properly weighted. And so that's the story behind it. It's so powerful. And as a woman, and you hear that, and you hear her talking about how, we want something strong enough for a man, but made for a woman. And she made it Tiffany cobalt blue. There's sparkles in it. She puts it in a cheetah bag. She still wants the feminine side and something beautiful. And yeah, so go watch the video on that. You see, I get really excited about this. This took us like 18 months to figure out how to get the sparkle. This picture doesn't do it justice. You have to actually get this drill in your hand, but how to achieve that paint job. They told us it was impossible with the mold, but we did it. We didn't give up. This is a cheetah print handle. This is a Louis Vuitton style bag, leather bag that we put the drill in. It's beautiful. It's all part of the storytelling. Dr. Ekberg, you know what? I think I probably need to kind of wrap this up. So unfortunately, just go all of these shop shades. Here's the VSL links. You can go watch the storytelling so you can get an idea of how you do this. I'm not gonna have time for category class, but when you get this slide deck, you can go and you can scan QR codes, and you can get anything else that you're like, I need to learn more about this. If I could close just on authority marketing, I'll just briefly talk about, as you grow your brand, this is one of the most important hacks you can do outside of influencer marketing. I really am big on influencer marketing, getting your product in hands of the influencers. As you can see, I launch brands with influencers, but we don't just use just one person, although that's great to have one key person. I have brands that I've launched that are $1 million brands where I don't have, a powerful influencer as my partner. The first brands I launched, we had no one, but we got our product in the hands of influencers all over the world that could help promote our products. And today it's easier than ever with TikTok and Instagram to seed your product and gift your product out to grow it. So that's a whole nother presentation for another day, but influencer marketing is huge for building and growing a brand. And authority marketing is like, you need to become the go-to resource. Here's some example of Dr. Ekberg. And I guess this slide was to tell you that people buy from who they know, like, and trust. And this is the awareness funnel. This is where you're creating content just to bring people into your world. Think about Narnia. You want to invite them into that wardrobe, and they see this awesome new world, and they never want to leave, right? And this is just, everyone always thinks, well, yeah, that's easy for someone who's a YouTuber. I'm like, I do this with clients every single day. This is beyond the office door. They're literally the most boring company in the world. They make office furniture. They used to just refurbish like old Herman Miller chairs and sell them. They now, if you go to their YouTube channel, just look at the content they create, talking about the most comfortable chairs and watching me reupholster a chair, whatever, do $10 million in business just from content marketing, reviewing the top chairs on Amazon. And then they've launched their own brand of office equipment now, but they literally just started reselling other people's stuff. Live Beard is another great example. Their YouTube channel where they're just creating content. They make beard products, but see how they're educating. Become the go-to resource in your space. Remember, people buy from who they know, like, and trust. And I just was showing you, these are some companies I've worked with just over the last few months where we're launching products or content to help people, come into their world, that bring them in. Some people call them lead magnets. To me, it's just great content. So these guys, a pet care line, it was like, we're going to teach all about the ultimate guide to paw care, and we'll have that all over the YouTube channel. Whatever people are searching, we have blog posts about it, and it's how we bring people in, help them discover us. They start reading about us or watching our videos, they end up buying. Ezra Firestone's a great example of this. He grew this to $50 million. His Boom by Cindy Joseph, all these advertorials and educational pieces, and he has great strategies behind that. It's the same concept. So this is a brand that I recently partnered with, Dolce Flav, and they had no idea what to do. They were just an Amazon brand. They wanted to actually build our Amazon seller. They wanted to have me help them build out an e-commerce empire and build their brand. And we create content now about recipes. It's so easy when recipes are so easy, but we're creating content about how to use flavor and extracts and bringing a lot of people into our upper funnel that we can convert into customers. So I'm going to end here so that we can move on. Just know there's like 500 more slides that we didn't get to, but you can go get this later because hopefully it was something of value and you get more later. I apologize for, not having enough time, but I'll stop now. Cool.
So to be clear, people can follow the QR code you had on the screen, and there they can get access to those slides, right?
Do you want the slides? I was going to ask you, how do we get the slides from today to the people? What's the best way?
Normally, they need just to rewatch the video. They don't need slide deck. But
they can watch the video and it's fine, because all of those slides, I don't think they'll mean anything to them without me presenting them. But that QR code, right, that I put on the first of the slide, if they want to see this whole presentation where I'm not like rushing through it, it's like almost 90 minutes. It is over 90 minutes. I did it in Austria just a couple months ago. They can access that. They can scan that QR code. I think on my website, I have it for like $297, and I gave them a 50% off. I put like Seller Fest 50 or something. Yeah, go to courses up there. Okay, yeah, go down. Yeah. I'll show you which one it is. Keep going down. Mega Brand Blueprint. If they click buy now, and if they put in that 50% off code, it should take 50% off whatever it is. I try to make it super cheap. Does that take you to anything?
I don't see any coupon code, but
no, like when you go to buy now to add it into the cart, does it go anywhere when you click buy now?
I think we will. People can email us and we will figure out.
Yeah.
And all right. So thank you very much. So probably some people will have questions. So please type them in the chat. And in about 20 minutes, we will look at them. And I wanted just to show that Jemima also agrees that Guinness Factory makes a really great storytelling.
The fish riding the bike was epic. That was so good.
And Camila says hello from Ireland. So
I love my Ireland people. Such beautiful people. And I'm in Japan right now. And so any of you people from Japan, I want to tell you this country is beautiful as well.
Cool. Thank you very much and see you later.
Yep.
And Kitty, we're ready to continue with your presentation.
Yeah, hi. Great presentation, Janelle.
Yeah, it was amazing. Before while you're preparing, I wanted just to say to everyone that recently we got 20,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. So that's the reason we are celebrating with a Seller Fest Online Virtual Summit in August 2024. And so if you are not subscriber of our channel, please do it now. And we post videos, 2-3 videos a week. So that's a short information. And I think we're ready to go with your slides. You'll talk about packaging.
Yeah, fantastic. So Janelle, a great presentation about marketing and positioning. And with anything, you can't sell a product or packaging without marketing. And I'm here to talk about packaging at the moment. My background is in retail marketing and retail design. I've worked in-house for a lot of retail global brands as well. So that's the last 25 years of my life in this industry. So I'm really excited to be sharing about packaging, because we know it's key, and this presentation will help you build a strong brand through effective packaging. And we know good packaging not only protects your product, but also enhances the customer experiences and reinforces your brand identity. So let's take a look at building a strong Amazon brand with packaging. So there's nothing quite like the element of a surprise. So when it comes to your product and packaging, all the way through to the unboxing experience, you need to introduce a bit of drama and curiosity. So even with established brands, there's always room to elevate the customer experience and reinforce your brand's premium nature. You can refine your packaging to further enhance this experience. So I'll take you through some steps you can start implementing now. So packaging innovation is crucial because it not only sets you apart from your competitor in the marketplace, but also enhances the customer experience, deriving repeat business and positive reviews. Now, customers love tactile experiences. I certainly do. So features like magnetic closures, pull tabs, or custom inserts can really make a difference. And these little touches add sophistication and making the unboxing experience really special. Even if your brand isn't premium, adding these thoughtful elements to like easy open tabs, informative inserts, and eco-friendly materials can set you apart and add value. It shows you care about quality, sustainability, reinforcing your brand's commitment. So many of you have already been using QR codes, or at least be familiar with this interactive element. So I want to talk about the interactive elements here. But if you haven't explored QR codes or any interactive type of elements in your packaging, it's time to consider incorporating these into your packaging. So they're a really good way to engage with customers in a new way. So with QR codes, you can link to exclusive content, tutorials, or brand stories. There's augmented reality, and that can be used to display 3D models or animations when scanned, with smartphone enhancing the unboxing experience. Also, NFC, which is near field communication technology, for instance, access to digital content with simple tap of the smartphone. And we use that quite a lot in the tap and pay sort of technology. But these interactive elements offer added value and create memorable experience. So this not only enhances customer interaction, but it also reinforces your brand's identity and creates deeper connections. And then there's also the interactive inserts. These can add an extra layer of engagement and delight your packaging. So here are some ideas, such as fold out panels, or that can provide extra information in a fun and expandable format. There's pop-ups, that can include a surprise pop-up of elements for a really playful touch, and customers will love a bit of surprise as well. There's also sticker reveals you can use on your packaging, and you can do that in playful ways and add information or promos. On the example I've used, is like a watermelon with a slice taken out of it. So you could reveal something such as promo codes as well, promo codes or discount codes, or any other sort of information that you want to add to your actual products. So offering product information or instructions can really work in this way as well. And I really like pop-ups as well. For some reason, they do really offer a really nice, unique a mark to your actual packaging. Then there's gamification. That makes your packaging more engaging and fun for your customers. And I think that's a really great way to sort of really start some conversations, and it's great for marketing as well. It encourages interaction and can create some sort of memorable experience that can keep them coming back. So think about that when you're designing your packaging as well. Make it a bit more fun. There's engage customers with interactive scratch-off sections as well. You can do that with a coin, or in my examples I've used is actually on a pill bottle. So you're scratching off the days as you take your medication or vitamins, I would say. Include fun puzzles for added interaction. These examples show wine bottles of word searches, mazes, and even a tic-tac-toe kind of design as well with some magnets. But there's so many different things you can do to your packaging, and it's so much fun. And then also offer rewards or discount codes for participation. And again, you could probably incorporate that with a QR code or with the AR or some sort of tech as well. So you can do quite a few things with this type of packaging. Okay, so let's talk about added sustainable touch points to your packaging. As in enhancing your packaging with eco-friendly features can really resonate with today's environmentally conscious customers. By using eco-friendly materials, you can opt for biodegradable or recyclable packaging, which I will go into shortly. Also, showcase your sustainability. You can use symbols, icons, or text to highlight your eco-friendly choices on the packaging, such as 100% recyclable. We've all seen that on a lot of packaging, or made from biodegradable materials. Also, align with customers' values as well. So emphasize commitment to sustainability with clear messaging, such as committed to a greener future or eco-friendly packaging inside and out. So let's take a look at some examples of some eco-friendly materials that can put these sustainable touch points into action. So when selecting your packaging materials, integrating eco-friendly options alongside traditional ones like plastic, glass, paper, or can offer significant benefits for your packaging. Sustainable materials not only reduce environmental impact, but it also enhance your brand's appeal. So by adopting these materials, you show commitment, sustainability, you attract the eco-conscious consumers, and meet increasing market demand for greener choices. So let's have a look at some examples I've pulled together for you. So these are examples of sustainable materials that are actually making waves in the industry at the moment. So recycled plastic, we've seen that about a lot at the moment, and recycled pulpboard. They are leading the charge at the moment, and they offer durable and eco-friendly options. There's also the compostable and biodegradable options as well. So seaweed-based packaging is a promising alternative to plastic mailers. Although it's relatively new and still quite expensive, it's degradable, and it can degradable in compost, and it dissolves in water. So I've had some samples, and it's actually brilliant. You can just dissolve it in water. You don't have to throw it away and put it into landfill. Plant starch and cornstarch packaging, which is both biodegradable and compostable, is another great option. And I know a lot of the food industry uses quite a lot of this type of material as well. Mushroom pulp is emerging as an innovative material as well, providing sturdy and biodegradable packaging. So we see a lot of fashion brands at the moment and beauty brands using this mushroom pulp as well as an extra kind of, well, as a replacement to either cards or the plastics, like molded plastics as well. So this is a nice new sort of way to do that. There's also green cell foam, and that's a bio-based material, and that's made from US grown corn actually. It offers a perfect alternative to styrofoam for shipping fragile items, as it can be molded into shape as well. There's also glassine, which is a transparent, smooth and glossy paper. It's lovely type of packaging. And that's made from wood pulp, and it's recyclable, biodegradable, pH neutral and acid free. So if you're thinking of packaging your items in something other than a poly bag, then this could be a nice option. There's also bamboo packaging, and that's known for its strength, sustainability, making it a versatile option. We've seen that a lot around, and you know, my example shows a lot of loo roll. I see a lot of bamboo loo roll around, and you know, obviously there's lots of products as well that use bamboo in it as well, not just in packaging. Finally, we have cellulose-based packaging, and that's both compostable and biodegradable. So that's rounding out a list of impressive eco-friendly materials. But it doesn't stop there. The industry is constantly developing new materials. And at the Orthopack Expo in Paris, I discovered a stand showcasing a range of innovative plastic materials. Now, these include bio-PE and bio-PA, as well as PP combined with natural materials like almond shells, algae, olive stones, argan shells, mussel shells, and sort of recycled fishing nets. You know, who knew? But, you know, the industry are really doing something to keep things sustainable. So you should keep a lookout for these types of trends where you can as well. So this couldn't be any more truer. Packaging can create theatre, it can create a story. So the late Steve Jobs quoted this, but it's absolutely apt when it comes to packaging. So let's explore how to elevate your brand presentation with advanced techniques. So even if your brand isn't premium, you can still make a great impression with some stylish touches. Adding high-end finishes like matte lamination, raised spot UV, foil stamping or embossing can elevate your packaging and give it a really sleek, polished look. These finishes are often associated with premium brands, so they can help your product stand out and feel special. It's a great way to show you care about quality and attention to detail, so making your brand much more memorable and appealing. So by adding high-end finishes, use matte lamination, foil stamping or embossing, elevate your packaging by giving it a sleek, polished look, and makes it stand out makes it the product feel special. Even if your brand's not premium, you can still use these finishes as well. And there's association with quality. These finishes are linked generally with premium brands, but I don't believe that at all. Generally it is, but I think a lot of these finishes can be used in normal day products and just to give that additional added value to the customer. So when it comes to additional finishes, I was quite excited to see this particular technique used in the packaging London packaging show last year. This is a neon ultraviolet print finish on the actual label, and it gives the packaging a bright, eye-catching pop with colors that really glow under the UV light. And this technique isn't actually new. It's been around for a very long time because it's been used to check fake banknotes or counterfeit products, especially in the retail industry. But it's a fun way to make your product stand out, to get your attention. So there's food for thought when it comes to different finishes. And then there's also looking at unique shapes. So consider how experimenting with unique shapes and structures can elevate your packaging. As by opting these non-traditional designs, obviously you might need molds and a little bit more budget for this, but you can really make your product stand out on the shelf and provide customers with a memorable unboxing experience. It also makes great marketing and a great talking point as well on social media or on your marketing. And then I want you to look at collaborative design if you haven't already. I mean, some of your Amazon brands, you probably have collaborated actually or partnered with other brands selling, selling on Amazon as well. So if you've got a particular product and they have a complementary type product, you might be sort of bundling things in as well on the platform. But I think collaborative design is a powerful way to elevate your brand. So by teaming up with renowned designers, brands or artists can create limited edition packaging, and you can boost your brand's prestige and appeal. So everyone knows with limited edition, there's a special charm because it feels exclusive and urgent, and people are naturally attracted to rare and limited items, and that makes them feel unique and valued. So the scarcity creates curiosity and excitement, and that pushes customers to act much faster to get something they won't be available for long. So the limited edition packaging not only boosts your brand's perceived value, but it also generates that buzz, leading to higher engagement and sales. So make it feel exclusive and rare, and also create that urgency as well as adding value, generate the buzz and boost your sales by doing all this as well. So if you've not thought about collaborating with other brands, you should actually have a think about doing that, because I think that could really help as well in your boosting your brand. So that was almost the end of the presentation, but we are coming to the end. So I thought I'd add some extra ideas as well. So I thought I'd look at clever design. So that's all about catching customers' eye and making your product stand out. So when your packaging is smart and creative, it grabs attention and people get curious. They think, what's that? And it's those unexpected touches or unique features that make your product pop out and stick in people's minds. So these examples I've picked out, I love the use of the actual packaging incorporated with the product as well. So like the Lacord, it's an earphone, but they've molded a particular ear to sort of create a really interesting packaging. The chocolate lollies with moustaches, they've made that into sort of like the packaging with a sort of face shape, and all these really sort of fun and clever ways of packaging your products is really key as well. So really think of some nice witty kind of designs as well. Here also is really incorporating and making things a bit more interactive as well. So actually incorporating your product into the packaging itself. So for example, this USB stick, you've got the sustainability touch point, you've got the interactive piece, you've also got things that make it a bit more clever as well than just packaged in a box. This particular wine bottle at the top left, that's amazing. I really like that style of design as well, using light to sort of create this light shining through. Actually, it's really hard to see because it's quite little on the label, but it's actually a zodiac. So the different wine bottles have different zodiacs, and the light shines through, and it's like stars shining. But it's, you know, doing things a bit differently. These supplements or pills or whatever they are, that I think they're supplements, they've got like a cow, like a target range. Every time you pop out a pill, you know, it's the cow's got shot. But but it's quite funny, you know, having something a bit quirky, a bit funny, and it turns heads. And you know, customers get excited to check out what you're offering. So I think, you know, really sort of capture the imagination of the customers. So a quick recap, I won't go through this already, but you know, we talked about enhancing the customer experience. So using all these particular elements, the innovations, the interactive elements, the gamification and the sustainability, and then elevating your brand's perception as well. So the premium finishes, the shapes, and the collaborations with other brands, and the use of clever designs. By focusing on all these areas, you can continually enhance your packaging and build a strong premium Amazon brand. So there, thank you so much for sharing this with me and watching. So if you want to contact me, these are my details. And if you want to learn a bit more about the branding, design industry, then you can sign up to my newsletter by scanning the QR code and receive a packaging guide also. So thank you very much. And I hope you enjoyed that.
Thank you very much, Kitty. And this is your website, right? So if people
Yes.
need help with branding and packaging, they can visit your website and check what you're offering to them. All right, so I will bring Janelle soon. Janelle, are you there? Okay, I am not sure. Yeah, she's there. So I wanted to mention that this session is part of Seller Fest online virtual event where we prepared a VAP package where every speaker, also two ladies from this session, also prepared two extra sessions which are available if you decide to upgrade for $97 to the VAP package. You will find the link below in the description, and inside this package you will find additional 40 videos which are not published on our YouTube channel. I will put the link here, and I know that Janelle and Kitty provided additional videos as well. Janelle, can you give us an overview of what you talked about in your session?
Oh man,
I think
yeah,
it was about YouTube, yeah? Some YouTube
I
ideas.
showed some tips on how we get higher click-through rates on our Amazon ads with our thumbnails. Just that sponsored, that's some tips there. Also, some of the tactics I've been using to, yeah, right there. There they are.
Yeah.
Some really good stuff.
I mean, show.
They're going to have to upgrade, right? Some of my best hacks right now that are driving extra revenue online.
Yeah, cool. So yeah, all of this, I really liked, I think it was, you were referring to YouTube experience, and you brought some YouTube, what works on YouTube you brought to Amazon.
I do a lot of channel strategy for brands and content creators and YouTube thumbnails. I just take what I've learned on YouTube to increase click-through rate and grow the channels and apply them to our advertising and our headline ads and video ads on Amazon. So I gave a few little tips on that too.
Thank you. And Kitty, could you shortly give us an overview of what you shared?
Yeah, so I'll be focusing on boosting your brand with smart packaging. So we kind of covered it in one of the interactive slides as well. So I go into much more detail about using smart technology on your actual packaging. So there's case studies and examples that I give you as well. So, you know, there's actionable steps and things that you should be doing and looking at if you're not doing to do in the future at some point. So yeah, there's lots of nuggets in there for everyone.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Guys, you will find the link below in the description, and don't forget to click like and subscribe to this like this video and subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed the content. And we have now questions. We have a few questions from the audience. Okay, let's see. First, there was a question from Marco. This person says, I'm very fascinated about branding. As a graphic designer, I'm considering to start branding business. But this person has a lot of fears. One of them is market saturation. Do you think there is still room for creative professional to offer such services?
There's always room, obviously if you've got a unique kind of way of branding and marketing yourself, there's always room for more. I mean, there's so many in the industry at the moment. So, you need to know what your target audience is as well, who you're focusing on, and if you've got a particular niche that you want to sort of look at, whether it's just the beauty industry or the food industry, or, there's so much you can do with branding as well. But, I look at specific industries, but, I can design for anyone. I've been doing it for so many years. I have a versatile, but yeah, definitely you shouldn't be, if you're a graphic designer already and trained and you have experience in the industry already, there shouldn't be anything stopping you. You just need to have a website, get marketing, and offer, start getting yourself out there and promoting your services.
Yeah. And I would even say you don't even have to get your first client. You can say you do pro bono work to get some of your first clients. Go get Alex Hormozi's book. I think it's like $100 million leads or $100 million. Both of them are really good. And he just talks about how he got his first gym clients. And, it was basically offering free for you, or I need a case study. But I mean, when I was doing my marketing agency, I would make up case studies, like by saying, not lying, but I would say, hey, if I had a dental office and I was trying to grow my practice, here's what I would do. And so you can create faux brands, that you created a packaging for, just like Kitty. Wonderful presentation, by the way. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. So thank you. Thank you. But, Kitty could go right now and say, here's an example. If I was launching a beauty brand, what I'd consider doing, say, I'm going to do lipstick. She can make up a whole case study showcasing her abilities to create a new brand. And that's that authority marketing, what I was talking about. It works for anything you want to do. You be the go-to resource. Start teaching people what you know and what you're learning. Show it out loud. There's a really good book. It's called Show Your Work. I think it's Austin Kleon or something like that. But that's what you could start doing. As you learn, you can just teach. You're always one step ahead of somebody else, and show them what you know, and you're going to get people. And again, laser beam focus. Who do you want to work with? Who's your ideal client? Like Kitty said, you want to work with people in the beauty industry. Focus on how you do beauty brands, and even niche down further. But no fear, man. Just go.
Yeah, and someone is commenting, Alex Hormozi is the GOAT.
I agree.
Great of all time. So here is the correct spelling, probably how you can find this person on YouTube. There are, I think, a lot of. Is it the guy with a nose cover or something? Yeah. So
it's there phenomenal. Are a lot of great
free
teacher.
Videos. Yeah.
It takes complex topics, can make them really understandable for anyone.
Okay, so let's have another question. Kitty, can you share the name of the brand for spaghetti box with a ration?
I will have to get back to you. I will have to get back to you. Actually, I sourced a lot of the images off Pinterest, so it is on there. But I'll have to get back to you on who that brand actually is. But it's a really lovely way, because it's got the top of it says for two or for one. So you turn the actual top to spill out the spaghetti for one person or for two person. It's a really innovative way of doing that. So
Dokasar, you can also go back to where Kitty was showing that picture, screenshot the picture, save as a file, upload to Google Images, and maybe they will find you that image on the network, on the internet. All right, we have another question. It says for Janelle, in terms of a good insert with irresistible offer to get users' email, what would be a tip?
Oh my gosh, I have a whole training on it's called insert strategies. So I think I go through probably about 30 different inserts and for all the different brands in every category that I've ever used and how to do it. But it's so, yeah, there you go. I think there's one on there. Just use the Q. I went and made sure I turned on the coupon. You're good catch, Augustus. I didn't have it turned on. So the coupon code will be active. But I mean, just recently with like the example, the M1 Moto, where we did the fast detailer, which, he's created a detailer that you use on motorcycles. Talk about niching down. It's like, don't tell anyone this, but it's the same thing you probably use on your cars. But, we made it just for motorcycles, and we have a whole storytelling and marketing behind why it was made by motorcyclists for motorcyclists. And, this is what you use if you have a motorcycle. To get their information on Amazon, because we don't get their information in the insert, they can get one of our a free microfiber cloth. You know, we have the M1 Moto premium microfiber cloth. It comes with one already, but if they want a second one for free, I mean, I can't tell, I'll tell you, yeah, my cogs on that is like less than $1 to ship them that, you know, and give them that product. So I get their email address for, you know, under $1. I'll do that all day long. I'll do it up to $5. You know, knowing the LTV of my potential customer, it all depends, you know, what I'm willing to give away. But yeah, I make it irresistible. I want their information, because when I have their information, I can then communicate with them anytime, however I want, and sell them more stuff.
Great. And what was the coupon code on your page, or what will it be?
Oh, let's see. I think I put something like Fest50. Let me look. I put it. Okay, yeah, it's Fest50. Like, because I thought Seller Fest. It's Fest50. So you can use that on any of my. I put it for anything you want on there. Go get it 50% off.
So here you go. And Marco says, amazing. It's actually the Alex Hormozy, or what's his name, content that I started to consider this direction, probably Amazon selling direction. Thank you so much for the answer. You both were incredibly helpful. I know it was Marco was asking about starting the branding agency. All right.
Oh yeah.
So we have more questions. Domantas wants to know, where do you get such packaging from for your product? I doubt that product manufacturer itself usually creates something like that.
Yeah, so if I understand the question correctly, yeah, the manufacturer won't produce packaging or really innovative packaging for you. They might have die cuts and templates, things already in place for you for standard boxes and stuff. But you'll have to get a packaging designer or somebody to actually artwork a template for you if you want something really special and unique. So you have to source a packaging designer of some sort. You can ask the manufacturer. Sometimes they do have designers in-house as well, so you can work with them as well. So it might be just coming up with some ideas on a mood board, put the ideas down, and maybe that you can give that to the designer that they have in-house. Not all manufacturers will have that, but if they do, you can ask them if they can produce something, and that it could be a cheaper option actually for you as well.
Great, thank you very much. Oscar Doc Asser says that he is getting Janelle's insert packaging course as we speak. Great. And okay. Kitty, one more question. What's the best eco-friendly alternative for styrofoams, foam sheets, or pearl cotton that would really protect the product?
Yeah, so if you've got really fragile products, I would say I don't know if you know bubble wrap. Don't use the bubble wrap, but they have paper bubble wrap. It's made from paper completely, so you can pop. I don't think you can actually pop the paper bubbles, but it's actually made from that, and that's quite new at the moment. So look into suppliers that can produce that. So do you understand what I'm saying with the bubble wrap? You know, with the bubbles in there.
The plastic cover with bubbles where kids like to
pop. There's a product that is just made from paper and recycled paper, so you can use that, and that will protect your packaging. There's also card kind of again recycled paper. It's got honeycomb. It's kind of mesh honeycomb sort of thing, and I think Amazon actually use it for their padded envelopes nowadays as well. So there's a particular material you can use, that honeycomb kind of padding as well, to protect sort of really fragile products. So look into that. Ask your suppliers if they do something like that as well, so then you're not using the styrofoams, the foam sheets that are just going to go into the bin and into landfill.
Yes, and probably if you need more help, you can visit Kitty's website, and she will help you more probably in private consultation. All right, and let's see. I think we have one more question from Jemima. How much should packaging cost? I don't know. It's like probably a very broad question. It depends, I guess, right?
How long is a piece of string?
Yeah.
So it really depends on your product. If it's quite standard, I mean, every client's different, so I can't really give you an exact price, because you might have 15 SKUs with 10 variations, and then I might have another customer with just one box that they want to package. So I'd reach out to me, and then we can sort of have a conversation, because it's hard to just give you a packaging cost, because every packaging is different. If you've got something fragile, if you've got something big or something small, they're all different as well, whether you just want a label designed as well. So I can't actually tell you how much it will cost, but I do have a base rate where I start.
Yes, and the link to Kitty's website and also Janelle's website you will find in the description. One more question for Janelle. You mentioned about how important is the brand presence of Amazon. Can you give us an idea where to start, like with influencers, or do you have other kind of strategies if
Well,
you are
first
selling on
I would
Amazon
tell,
already?
yeah, you first get your website, right? And one of the biggest I want to think really important is that you have consistency and cohesiveness across all your platforms with your brand. You know, that's one of the first things sometimes I see. It's like the lowest hanging fruit for these brands is they don't have a strong brand identity. Like when you go to their website, you'll notice like a really good branded company, they have the consistent fonts and colors. I know this sounds so basic, but yet you wouldn't believe how many people, I go to their Amazon storefront and I go to their website, and you wouldn't even know they're the same brand. They're not even using the same colors, the same fonts, the same look, the same aesthetic, the same feel. That branding consistency, a lot of times you don't know why you love a brand or what is it like that makes them so, what I say, Apple-esque, but they have this consistency that runs through everything they do. It's like a through line. When you see something, you can say, oh, that's Nike. You know, just by the aesthetic, the advertisement, the magazine piece, their Amazon store, they will have a look and a feel. And so when you design that website, make sure that it matches your Amazon store and your Instagram. And, you know, you want it to look, again, like the brand. Okay, so start with your website, get that up. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, but it needs to look nice, and you need to have that cohesiveness. And then with your influencers, man, yeah, there's so much you can do right now with TikTok and TikTok Shop. I mean, we should probably have a whole presentation on TikTok Shop right now because it's fire. Never before has it been easier to grow a brand with influencers than right now. Okay, you can get people, these kids, young kids that can go live on TikTok, and they're happy to make 20 to 30 bucks promoting products, and they'll do it for free. And on TikTok, anyone can go viral, and they're basically competing and creating incredible content for you. And when you see something go viral or starts to get traction, you can run Spark ads behind it. I mean, it's incredible. So I feel like, you know, Amazon, for a lot of people, that's all they know. And that's when I first started, I only knew Amazon. And then I was like, this is silly. I'm playing in someone else's sandbox. I don't have an asset here because I have no list. So I just figured out, you know, find my own stuff. I didn't need someone to tell me this. This wasn't really good strategy for me. I wanted to have a brand. I wanted to have control over my list. I wanted to be able to sell them more stuff, communicate with them. I wanted to be able to drive traffic. So there's so many things I want people to just start thinking about. Like, this is my asset. These are my people. Amazon is a platform that I sell on. It's a great platform, but every year, I don't know if you've been selling, your margins get smaller on Amazon, the fees go up, competition gets, you know, harder. It's very difficult to compete with the manufacturers, the Amazon courts, to bring over, because their whole game is to have the lowest prices. So, you know, they don't care about us middlemen who are sourcing and then trying to resell on it. They're just trying to sell products cheap. I call it a flea market most of the time. If you're going to build a brand, we got to have a story. We got to have a unique selling proposition, because we're not going to compete on price. If you compete on price, you're going to lose because you're not the manufacturer, and the manufacturer can always make it cheaper than you can. So you've got to do something in that storytelling, that brand building. If you're not building a brand, you're going to be out of business within the first 2 to 3 years. Don't even start. People watching this, I don't care what course you bought, you're sold to by a guru who's trying to tell you that there's all this money to be made on Amazon. And I'm telling you what, there's not a whole lot of money to be made on Amazon anymore. 10 years ago, yes, the margins are thin. You've got to build a brand. You've got to have some markup in there. And again, your competition is the manufacturer, and they have a supply chain that's dialed. So the only way you beat them is you have a story and you have a compelling why, and you build a loyal band of raving fans. It can be done, and it's very lucrative as well, and you can have a nice exit, but you're not going to beat the manufacturer.
Okay, cool. So thank you very much. I just wanted to mention that we will have some presentations about TikTok Shop on Friday. So so make sure you go to Sellerfest online if you haven't signed up. Sellerfest online. No, actually, it should be sellerfest.online website, and then you sign up and you will get notification one on Friday, August 9th. We go live about TikTok shops. There will be 2 presentations and a few more sessions. And I see that we already have the name of the spaghetti brand the Kitty just found. I can write it here also. It is.
Yeah, it's Revolver.
Yeah,
Revolver.
Yeah,
but I think it's a Japanese brand. I don't know. I couldn't find the website though.
Okay. All right. So I think we're done. There is a Jamima. She was asking about the price of the packaging, and she clarifies that she meant what percentage of your landing cost should be the packaging price.
I don't know, actually. Honestly, I honestly wouldn't know. So unless
well, it's like you said, how long's a string? It's totally, they need to know their numbers, right? Because you guys, packaging is product, is what Kitty's trying to tell you. Like, it's a tiny touch point that creates an experience with your consumer. I have products where my packaging is 30%, 40% of the overall price of the product, but that creates a marketing piece. People talk about. Let's give them something to talk about, because word of mouth marketing is advertising. So if I pay, 50%, 60%, just know your numbers. Like, know what you're gonna. I always say, get all your hard costs down, and I like to have a 4 to 5x markup, on whatever all those costs are. Packaging, product. I don't build in the marketing budget in that, but when I know, like, if my landed cost for everything is going to be $5.36, I want to at least be selling that product for $20. That's how I reverse engineer it, because then retail is going to want your product at 50%, price break. So you got to have enough margin for if someone's buying at wholesale, do they have enough markup? Then if you're, after you sell resale, did you have enough markup? So just kind of understanding how the structures and payouts work when you start expanding your distribution channels is helpful when you go to set that price. And then even ask some experienced sellers. Being here on Orange Klik, I'm sure if you watch all their YouTube stuff, you'll start to kind of get an idea of like what it's going to cost you to acquire a customer by understanding your cost per clicks. You got to kind of build that in too. So yeah, and if you don't know that stuff yet, I don't know. I guess, did you guys have courses on that and kind of stuff on PPC?
We don't have courses. We just have YouTube channel, lots of videos about everything.
Yeah.
And okay, the last question by Diego. If you were to start from zero on e-commerce, would you start a brand on Amazon FBA or TikTok Shop?
Dude, I would do both, because again, the more places you can be found, just think about it. Like, if you could have a lemonade stand and you go put it in a cul-de-sac, or you take it to the state fair. Now the state fair is Amazon and TikTok Shop. Now TikTok Shop is blowing up, right? So I'd have it both, because here's why I wouldn't just do TikTok Shop, because a lot of people on TikTok Shop, and I'll tell you this, I have stats, we get so much halo sales when we start launching a new brand and we get TikTok going and our influencer TikTok Shop and our live streaming. We see our branded search on Amazon jump. Okay, because think about it. A lot of people will see something on TikTok and they're not comfortable, and this might change over time, buying on TikTok. They'll go over to Amazon and buy. Well, what if they saw you on TikTok Shop? They go to Amazon, they don't see you. They go to try to find a website, they don't see you. You've got to look legitimate. That's why we say build a brand. Real brands have websites. They've got a Google Maps listing. Norm does great presentations on talking about how if you want an Amazon brand to even get more traction, get a Google Maps listing. Like, all of a sudden you're a real brand now. So be in all these places, because it's helping people think, know, like, and trust. Oh, this is a legit brand. If I have a problem with the product, I'm going to have someone that, can help me with it. So do both. It's not hard to, it's just like what, $29, $39 a month to open an Amazon store and build out your storefront. You're going to have all the assets from creating your TikTok Shop. You just have to resize them. Man, with AI now, you can do all that stuff super easy. So I do both. 100%. Great question.
Cool. And the last question Sam is asking, Janelle, do you help with product research discovery from A to Z?
Product research discovery, it's kind of funny because I get asked, I love all Brandon and Tomer and everyone that has all these tools, Helium 10, I do all their stuff. I've never gone and done product research, because I start with a consumer. And I don't care if there's, like with Derek and Julianne, if they came to me and they didn't even have a following, but they were like, we want to make a product for artistic athletes. And I'm like, okay, who are they? Dancers? Okay, there's no one right now doing dance supplements, like in a way that I know that we can do it. I know there's dancers out there, and I know they need supplements. I've been in the supplement space for almost 2 decades. I know that I can make a supplement for dancers by dancers, and it's going to sell the heck out of it because I'm going to tell incredible stories. I'm going to create content with authority marketing. I'm going to get influencers, an influencer strategy with TikTok and Instagram. I can blow up that brand. It's a formula. I've done it so many times. It's wash, rinse, repeat that I've never gone and been like, how many searches are there on Amazon? Because guess what? By the time I get my hands on it and I do my work, I'm going to create searches on Amazon for my product. Amazon is just a distribution channel for me. I never played the whole game of let me go look up and see if there's people who want my product because I don't want to be another Me Too seller. I don't think the world needs another garlic press or a dog leash. There's so many. So I want to find a problem. There's a pain point. I create a solution. Or I have an itch that I want to scratch. If there's a problem that I need to solve for myself, I guarantee there's others like me. So I'm creating a product for me or them, go find your others. But just trying to go on Amazon and try to find some product, that's been happening for a decade now. And I know some people still do it, but you know what? They're on this continual hamster wheel of they have this life of 6 months, maybe a year where their product's selling awesome. And then it tanks, the bottom goes out of it because, the manufacturer comes in, undercuts them, and now they got to find a new product. I don't play that game. I build a brand with loyal raving fans and I create products that they love. And when I launch a product, they're all sitting there waiting to hand me their money. So go with that, change that mindset, build a brand, find your people, get them to follow you. You only need 1,000 true fans to make 6 figures. If you want to do 7 figures, then you just got to find more people. Every market's big enough. There's so many people in the world. It's a global market now. So it's really exciting. I'm super passionate about this. I get the chills talking about it. It's so fun.
Thank you very much for this inspiration. And I think we will wrap it up. So Kitty, can you one more time introduce how you help Amazon sellers? I will bring your contact data.
Yeah, so I help Amazon sellers with their packaging and their branding. So if they want brand guidelines, creating a brand story, also the packaging and design side of things as well. So if you've got a particular product you want to package, or I do a lot of problem solving for clients as well. So if they've got, I consult in the packaging and branding arena as well. So they can contact me on these details as well and then ask me any questions.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much. And Janelle, I know you are not selling much. You're just selling on Amazon and on other platforms. So
yeah,
people
just
can still get your help.
Sell my own brands and do consulting. That's probably, I'm probably it's the funnest time in my life where I just basically get to work on projects that I love, help other sellers with their brands and help everyone grow and sell. If you need any help, I'm probably one of the, I would say, the OGs in the space, and I'm very well connected to anyone or everyone that you need to know. And now I get to add Kitty to my network, which I'm really excited about. She's very talented. So yeah, just hit me up. I've got my website. I'm easy to find, Janelle at janellepage.com. And I'm on social media. Everyone always follows me on Instagram thinking they're going to get business advice, but you'll probably just see me doing handstands and with my kids doing fun stuff. But yeah, that's what I do. If you've been to any of the $1 billion seller summits or the top dogs or some of the elite masterminds for 7, 8, 9 figure sellers, that's where I'm mostly chilling these days. And all of you guys, you're starting somewhere. If you're not there yet, you can be there. I mean, I never thought I would build multi-million-dollar brands. You know what I mean? So it's fun and exciting.
All right. Thank you very much, Janelle. Thank you very much, Kitty.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure to have you. Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
And now I would like to invite you to watch other video where we talk about Amazon Ships in Product Packaging Program, which Amazon is offering to Amazon sellers. And you can use this offer to reduce the packaging when you send them your products to your customers. So check this out.